Hello and welcome to the United Stand. So apologies if you are watching live. Late because I'm working on something with Flex and Jordan that I think has been absolutely draining. It's a draining time for many Manchester United fans emotionally, and I think they've put together probably one of the best bits of, you would not believe it's from a fan channel. It is just absolutely stunning what they've put together from Munich, and that will be going up, premiering after this show tonight. Whether you're watching live, straight after this show we'll have it up, and if you're not watching live, we'll put the link in the video description for you. It is stunning, absolutely stunning, and if you are a Manchester United fan, you have to see this clip. If you're almost in Munich with them, what they've put together, it is absolutely stunning. But Manchester United goes on. That was the whole point of what Sir Matt Busby built after the tragedy, Sir Bobby Charlton, the resurrection. Manchester United goes on, and Manchester United's world never ends. And today we've got some big news in relation to and we will be taking your calls. It is Monday night. It's Skype show. Jose Mourinho has said that he hates to disappoint the media and the stories and the transfer speculation that they want to build around Manchester United, but he will not be signing an attacker this summer. No Dybala, no Bale, no Ronaldo, no Griezmann. No attacker will be signed by Manchester United this summer from the mouth of Jose Mourinho. He's got Lingard, he's got Rashford, he's got Sanchez, he's got Martial, he's got Lukaku, he's got Mata. He doesn't need anybody else. You'll be wasting your time writing or linking Manchester United with any attackers this summer. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I think it's a massive debate point in itself, and one that surely many of you will want to call in and get commenting about as well. Manchester United, it is interesting, but what you've got to say about Mourinho is, I've seen people saying he's just doing this to take the pressure off Manchester United. He's doing this to give confidence to his attackers. You never know what's around the corner. But also, let's not forget, Fellaini will sign a new contract. So he's an attacking option. Whether you like that or not, he will sign a new contract. Zlatan's here. Sanchez probably Zlatan's replacement, because Zlatan won't be here next year. And when Mourinho says something, I'm not going to say that he's wrong, because he said a week ago there'll be no more players coming in and there'll be no players going out. And he was right. Even though Di Marzio said on the last day, Blin to Roma, it didn't happen. So a lot of people will believe what Mourinho said. I tend to believe him. Do I agree with him? Well, there's two trains of thought, I think. If he is telling the truth, and there's no reason to suggest that we don't. I mean, Sean Williams has just said it, as has Mr. Maunder 100, as has Marty. It's a bad thing, says Laffy Bangs. They're all saying we surely need a number 10, says Biosphere. The thing that comes to mind is, and we've spoken about it a long time, is that we need a number 10. We do need a number 10, and I've seen people saying we don't need a number 10. We've got Lingard and Mata, and I still think we need somebody to put a cross into the box as well. We don't have that either. So I don't know. I am slightly. I'm slightly concerned about the comments from Mourinho, but only because I look at, I hate to say this, I look at Manchester City, I look at Barcelona, I look at the best teams in Europe, I look at potentially the best teams in England, I even look at Liverpool. Unfortunately, I do look at Liverpool's attack of Salah and Firmino and Mane, and I think that I think Sanchez, Martial, Lukaku, they can be one of the best strike forces in Europe, but I still think we miss the number 10 that knits it all together. Where is this number 10 coming from? Now, I can throw a positive in there and say I know for a fact that people like Angel Gomez and Tahith Chong can be superstars of the future. And when we're talking about, you know, Busby Babes and everything like that, these are lads from the youth team that can really set the world on fire. But to say they're going to be ready in the summer is probably a year and a half too soon by anybody's estimation. So for us to start saying, well, we're not buying an attacker because we've got those two lads coming through, I think is probably touching on the naive, although I would choose to err on the eye of optimism that could be the truth. I do think we need a number 10. I think I've said this for a long time, that I don't see the guile. I don't see the player that's sort of going to play a defence blitzing pass from that number 10 position, that in tight situations is knocking around 1-2s and moving the ball quickly. I don't see that. I see Jesse Lingard, who loves to turn and run at a defence, but against the best teams you can't do that. I see Lukaku, who needs somebody to slip him in because he hasn't got the hold-up play or the intricacy to do 1-2s. He needs that little eye of the needle pass. I see Mata, who never plays at number 10, he plays on the right. I see Sanchez, who has that sort of creativity, but obviously he's the flair player who likes to run past players as well. We've got some very talented players, and there's no doubting that. But I think Dybala was a player that we sort of mentioned and hoped we might go for in the summer through Agent P. And certainly somebody who can put a cross in the box. I don't know how Mourinho's sort of gone from really wanting Perisic last summer to sort of abandoning a winger option. I suppose much of it depends on how much weight you put on what Mourinho said. Do you really believe that we're not going to go in for an attacking player in the summer? And if so, he said we're going to sign 2 in the summer. You would presume he's going to go for midfielders, because I don't see us needing a centre-back, and I don't really see us needing a full-back. I would imagine 2 midfielders. If those 2 midfielders were Fabinho and Milankovic-Savic, I'd probably be quite happy with that. But I still feel that we do need number 10. I do. Dybala is what we need, says Giggsy11. I would like to see... Well, Pereira, says Gaming Freak, is a very, very good shout. I did not forget Andreas Pereira. And if he comes back and gives us some attacking options, then, yeah, I'd be very excited about that as well. I think there's a little bit of uncertainty around Pereira, if I'm totally honest, because we just don't know. And in relation to Pereira and Fosu Mensah still playing regular football for Crystal Palace. I think he's started their last 4 games in a row in the Premier League, which is really, really good. Pereira went off injured, funnily enough, fouled by Z Roberto for Barcelona in their previous game. So, look, I hope Pereira can come back to Manchester United and get a game. I wouldn't say he's setting the world on fire at Valencia, but I would like to see him given a little bit more time. Asensio, potentially, says Midget James. Read my comment, Mark, says Video Gamer. I've just read it. And Pereira isn't even playing at Valencia much lately, says Andrew K. You're right with that. You're right with that. Sandeep says Mark to Heath Chong and Angel Gomez. Maybe Andres Pereira is our answer to the winger stroke number 10 position. Look, if that's the way we're going to go, then fantastically happy about that. But I do still feel that we're probably... The number 10 position is the one that confuses me the most. Pereira could potentially do it. And let's not forget, do you need a number 10, like many of you have been saying for a while? Do you need a number 10 if you're going to revolutionise the team and go to a 4-3-3? A lot of people feel that Paul Pogba can't play in a midfield 2, but he's not a number 10, so he needs to play in a midfield 3 like he did at Juventus, where he's got a little bit more attacking element to his midfield, but he's got 2 other midfielders with him. So it could be a Pogba, a Matic and a Milankovic-Savic, with Martial and Sanchez on the width and Lukaku up front, and we don't have a number 10 because we've got Milankovic-Savic and Pogba pressing forward. That is an option in itself. Skype is open. Skype Goldbridge is the word, all one word, and Kieran is the first caller. Can you hear me?
Hi Mark, it's Kieran.
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm alright. You?
I'm good. It's emotional time, obviously, with what's going on. Do feel quite tired. I think a lot of United fans do, judging by the viewing numbers tonight. I don't know where they all are, but it's the lowest one we've had in ages, actually, which is a bit of a shame because of how symbolic it is. But apart from that, all right. How are you? What do you want to talk about?
I'm alright, thanks. I just want to talk about the Dybala and what Mourinho said.
Okay.
I think if we sign someone like a Dybala, I think what would happen to the youth? Like, I think it would affect the youth, like, you know, to Heath Chong, he's good. Pereira, Angel Gomez looked good.
Yeah, I do agree. I just wonder whether Mourinho, how close he is to using them. I mean, just in relation to Heath Chong, he's played the last 2 games for the under-23s, which were his first 2 games for the under-23s. He's done very, very well. Mourinho's watched both games. Under-23s is the closest team to the first team, so you would hope that Heath Chong will actually get some game time in the next sort of couple of months for Manchester United, because as I well remember, people like Ryan Giggs, they were playing at 17. If he's a young winger, there's no reason he can't play games for Manchester United.
Yeah, I know. I just want to ask you a question as well. If we do sign a player in the summer, who do you reckon it'll be?
I think I would go with. I think he's obviously going to get midfielders. Michael Carrick retires, and we have been caught short anyway. So just replacing Carrick, I still think we need another one. So I would go with one from these four, or maybe two, hopefully. Fabinho, Milankovic-Savic, Jorginho from Napoli, or Seri from Nice. I think two from those four, or one from them four certainly. What about you?
Yeah, I'd agree. I can't think of anyone really. I'd probably want a new centre back, maybe someone like Koulibaly.
Yeah. There's a lot of people saying that we're not good enough at the centre backs, but we do have a lot of centre backs. You know, Lindelof, Bailly, Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Twansibi when he comes back.
It's just are they good enough though?
Yeah, which is exactly what I was going to say. It's whether you think those people are good enough. I think Smalling's good enough as a backup for Bailly. And I think Rojo should be. I think I mean, what would be your first choice centre backs? For me, it's Rojo and Bailly.
Yeah, definitely. I'd go with Rojo and Bailly. I think they're our best centre backs, and yeah, I think we need to improve on our defence a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit. Yeah.
We never know. We might go back to the 3-5-2 as well. But thanks for calling in, Kieran. Great first call to open the show.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See
Please do call in again. Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Skype Goldbridge, all one word for the Skype show. It's really quiet tonight. Does anybody know? Surely they're not watching Chelsea. Surely people have got a better life than that. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also can everybody just do us a favour and hit the share button, because I've just realised something. Obviously, very tired today. A lot going on. We are 7 subscribers short of 190,000 subscribers, which is pretty significant when we're live. So please click the share button, retweet it, get people involved. Let's see if we can get up to 190,000 subscribers while we're live. And don't forget, we've got that massive show coming up for you straight after this. You're gonna, if you're a Manchester United fan, basically you can't miss it. I think I've clicked Jared. Jared, how you doing?
What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Excellent. Obviously emotional time, but other than that, good.
Good. Well, anything particular you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about what Mourinho said with attacking players.
Okay.
I don't know if I actually believe him. I think that he is ready to bring in certain people that are younger and from the youth. So I think we have to look at those as signings. But I think if the opportunity to sign a player of the quality of Dybala comes up, then that changes plans. But again, just like Sanchez, he said we went into January. Didn't he say we're not going to be signing anyone? Or we're not going to be looking at anyone? Then the opportunity to sign Sanchez came up, and how do you look away from that? So I think a player of that caliber will change his tune, but I think he's got targets already for the midfield that he likes.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're right, actually, about that, because he did say about the signing of Sanchez. I remember him saying before it that it sort of moved towards a potential signing, but he was sort of saying, you know, January's not a time that me or the club like to sign players, and then it developed to, if certain players become available, you don't ignore it, and then we end up with Alexis Sanchez, like you say. In fairness, if you flip it round, we all want an attacker. There was that rumour around Mesut Ozil that he was touting himself around for the last 18 months and just hit a wall of silence from clubs he'd like to go to, like Manchester United, Real Madrid, and that's the reason he signed for Arsenal. Because let's face it, in relation to the Arsenal and Ozil deal, if he was so in love with Arsenal and he was listening to his heart, why did he wait till the last day of his contract and run it down for 2 years if he wanted to stay there? And I mean, that might be an example of Manchester United not just going for anybody, and maybe that's what Mourinho's saying. You know, if Dybala's, we're all on about Griezmann and Dybala and Bale, but if none of those three players are available, surely any other player that you go for potentially is a bit of a waste of money when you've got people like Pereira, Gomez, Chong, and what we've already got. I think he might actually already know that we're not getting Griezmann, Bale or Dybala because we can't get them. And in some ways, Mourinho is probably right not to just go and sign anybody unless he can get the best player, like you say.
100%. And I think it's also good to manage the fans' expectations. Like, he does not want everyone going into the transfer window expecting Griezmann. There's a left turn, and then no matter what happens in the transfer window, it's a failure. And everyone who comes in, like a Lukaku, has to climb an uphill battle just to get the fans to look at them because they were all expecting Griezmann. So you never, I don't know, Mourinho plays mind games with fans just like he does with the press. So it's interesting to think what he has planned. But I'm excited to see because it's going to be a fun summer, I think.
Do you think, just if we didn't buy an attacker, just very quickly, would that bother you? There's a lot of people in the live comments saying we need a number 10. I've said we still don't have an attacker who can put a cross into the box. There's been tentative discussion in there about Pereira, which I agree with, but I don't know what's going to happen with Pereira. I really do like him. Do you think if we don't sign an attacker, would you be confident with what we've got that we could still go into next season and really challenge Manchester City, who I would predict will be the main rivals for the title again?
Tough question. I think that Mourinho is hoping that Sanchez moves into the 10 and then Martial plays on the wing. That's my hope, because then in theory you could make work what you have. You bring in Pereira to back up Sanchez, and who knows. But I just think that it's very deflating to the youth who are currently in the squad to think that people are already looking at what's coming in versus what's there. So I have to think this is more on that. And again, you see, like, last game was the first game he pulled Lukaku out. So for me, I think he is looking at where he can move around the people that he has to find their best positioning. If in the end he doesn't have best positioning done by the end of this season, he'll sign someone. But I think he thinks he has enough here to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Well, thanks for calling in, Jared. Really good call as usual, and no doubt we'll hear from you again soon.
Pleasure as always. Thanks, Mark.
Cheers, Jared. Remember, it is the Skype show, so you don't have to just speak about what we've spoken about in this video. You can speak about whatever you want to do. It is your show. Josh E says, should sign Lamena and Stevens from Southampton. We'll leave that to Liverpool, Josh. If it's a Southampton player, we haven't got a chance unless we're Anfield. There'll be new players added to the squad in the summer, says Snaps. I agree, but Mourinho says they won't be attackers. And Neon says, hey Mark, have you seen the rising star they called Briel Mbola from Schalke 04? For anybody old enough, they'll know. I know exactly who Mbola is, because I said it was a done deal to United a couple of summers ago, and it didn't happen. It was one I got wrong, but we didn't get Sanchez wrong, did we? So let's see what happens with that. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Mark.
Hi mate, how you doing? All right.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good.
I just want to talk about Sanchez, really.
Yeah, go ahead. Floor's yours.
So, obviously we all know he's a world-class player. But what I've seen over the past few games, Yeovil, Spurs, and Huddersfield was kind of the main one, is that he's just getting hacked down. Any chance the defender will get, it'll be hacked down. They're just trying to injure him almost, and that's kind of my worry with him.
Yeah,
because and the Dele Alli tackle mainly, that could have caused a quite serious injury, and we can't really afford that with him. So yeah, I'm just wondering about your thoughts on that, really.
I mean, I've got two thoughts on it. One, you bang on. I think him and Anthony Martial are two players, both playing for Manchester United now. Maybe I didn't watch enough of Arsenal. If we had an Arsenal fan on, which we may well have one on, they might be able to tell us. I don't know whether this is a Manchester United thing or he used to have it at Arsenal. I presume it was the same at Arsenal. But Martial is another player like this. I've never seen a player get fouled so much and get ignored by the referee for free kicks. And again, you're right, with Sanchez, we've seen an abundance of that in only 3 games. He gets fouled a hell of a lot. And it's not like he's diving. He actually does get hacked down a lot. And I think he should get more protection from the referee. We hear Pep Guardiola going on about it with Man City. But what I would say is, I think that maybe he's the sort of player that's a bit like Ronaldo. Ronaldo used to get hacked down a lot in a Manchester United shirt, but I think he may have that sort of physique that he doesn't seem to pick up knocks. I think he's got he's definitely got strong thighs, which do mean that you tend to be able to ride a tackle better than those who don't. So yeah, he does get chopped down a lot, but hopefully it's not going to be an injury concern. I mean, do you have any concerns in relation to the Sanchez signing at all? I know we were talking last night, and no, we weren't talking. I was talking to Robbie last night from Arsenal Fan TV, who was absolutely laughing down the phone, telling me how great Mkhitaryan is. And I said, well, we're really happy with Alexis Sanchez. But he was saying, well, I actually think you'd have been better off with Ozil because he's what you need. I mean, are you totally happy with the Sanchez deal and what he will bring to us? Have you got any concerns around, you know, Martial or Rashford and their development?
Well, yeah. So, because I've got a mate who's an Arsenal fan as well, and we were talking about a similar thing. I did like Mkhitaryan as a player. I thought, I kind of liked the way he played, but it was obvious that it'd come to an end. You know, Mourinho, he was never going to throw him back in. He'd lost trust in him. So it was pretty pointless having him around. And it's ideal for us. We've got in this world-class player, Sanchez, back in, who he's one of the top 5 in the Premier League, in my opinion. So it was perfect for both clubs, really. I think Mickey will do well at Arsenal, but as you said before, he's not quite up to it in the big games. And that kind of sums up Arsenal as a club, really. And Sanchez is a fighter. He's a terrier, as you say. So I think, as you say, he gets back up, scrub himself up from the hard tackles, and he's proven he's good for us in the Champions League as well, hopefully.
Great call, pal. Alex, thanks for calling, and please do call in again.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mark.
Cheers, pal. Yeah, I mean, I think Sanchez fits us like a glove. A lot of people have said it. I think the thing about Sanchez is he's a world-class player, but it's that tenacity that you can't always buy, and he suits us really well. Has a 90. Ross is in the live comments. Welcome, Ross. Not seen or spoke to you in a while. He says, Zlatan was never here this season, so he doesn't count. Bit of a discussion going on in the live comments, but maybe he might have been talking about what I was on about actually a while ago about options for attackers. Obviously Mourinho has said that there'll be no attackers coming in the summer. Jared didn't believe him. Some people do believe him. I certainly don't think I'd agree with Ross that we can't really count Zlatan anyway because he will be gone in the summer. Be interesting to see if we see him again. I'd like to see Zlatan again, and hopefully he is working really hard on his fitness. Could go to the MLS. Or we could just see him towards the end of the season. I think with Fellaini out for 2 months till the end of March, maybe Zlatan becomes more important as a bench option. Certainly wouldn't say no to that. I'm actually starting up like... I don't want to talk about McTominay. Not in a bad way, I just don't want to talk about McTominay. Ollie Topping... I said his name. Let's see if we can get him on. Hello, pal. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
How you doing? All right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to talk about transfer targets for the summer.
Okay, go ahead.
I think Mourinho sort of playing mind games because he could go in for Dybala, but he could just cast him as like an attacking midfielder and just cast him in midfield. So he's trying to say that the front 3 attack is already done. He's just playing mind games. So I'm not worried about an attack. Honestly, I have a funny feeling we're in for Dybala.
I'll be totally honest with you, and I'll be totally honest with everybody who's watching. The United stand are not going to not do Manchester United linked to Dybala, Bale or Ronaldo over the next 3 months videos just because Mourinho says on the 5th of February we're not signing an attacker. I would side with you and Jared. I don't necessarily believe it because I think maybe on the 5th of February 2000 and what year are we in? 18. Right now, Mourinho probably doesn't think he's getting an attacker, but I guarantee that can change like it changed with Sanchez. And I think, like you, if Dybala's available, then Manchester United sign Dybala, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. He's an absolute bargain. He's an amazing player. Like he's just really complete. He's what we need at the minute. I think I'd take him over Griezmann, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, a few people have mentioned it in the live comments. Do you think that Griezmann is an option anymore, or do you think that
no,
number 7 shirt gone?
Barca,
no way.
He's going to Barca. He's going to Barca 100%. I'd always prefer Dybala over Griezmann. He's a better player. Griezmann to me seems like a bit of a mercenary. It's just me, but I think Dybala is just the right player for us. He's quick, he's dribble, he's creative, he's an actual number 10. I think people are forgetting like Griezmann originally was a striker and he's sort of recently become sort of like a number 10. And Dybala's always in his strong position this season in terms of his stats is centre attacking midfielder, which is what we need. So if we stick Sanchez on the right, Martial on the left, Lukaku up front, with Dybala behind them, maybe as you've said a few times, Savic and Pogba in behind them, I think we're set for next season, challenge City.
Do you just very quickly, because you mentioned it there yourself? Would you prefer? Because neither of us know Griezmann. I don't think you know Griezmann, and I certainly don't know him.
No.
We don't. I think what I do know is he was very, very close to coming to Manchester United last summer, and he stayed at Atletico Madrid for what we are led to believe are moral reasons, but his morals obviously aren't that great if he can't wait a year. But
yeah.
Griezmann or Sanchez? You know, you said Dybala over Griezmann. Griezmann or Sanchez? Griezmann, I think, has got 2, maybe 3 years younger, but not Premier League proven. Which one would you go for out of those two?
Good question. There's arguments for both of them, but I'm glad we got Sanchez. That's all I'm going to say, because I think hadn't we got Sanchez, we may well have went for Griezmann. So it's hard to say, but I'm happy with Sanchez. And the thing is about Sanchez, he's already Premier League proven. Where you've heard the Griezmann in the past, the weather list, weather that. Sanchez is already settled in the Premier League, and he's already all guns blazing. So I'm happy enough with Sanchez. I'm not worried about Griezmann, to be honest.
I'm going to say Griezmann, not to be argumentative, because I actually think I'm going to convince myself out of Griezmann, because I'm going to agree with you that Sanchez is Premier League proven. I'm going to agree with you that Sanchez is a better player than Griezmann, but I think I always wanted Griezmann. I've been honest about that for years. I thought, you know, and maybe just being a little bit younger, and
links up with Pogba well as well, and Martial, I suppose.
But he could come to the Premier League and be like Mkhitaryan, you know, just not suit the Premier League. So with Sanchez, you know what you're getting. So I think the swathe of opinion will be with you, but I always did want to see Griezmann in a United shirt, but I do suspect, and I've said it myself, I do think there might be an element of you know, these comments about the weather. I mean, grow up.
That's a joke.
Grow up. But no, really good call, and please do call in again, Ollie.
Yeah, will do. Thank you.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, well, Ollie and Jared have said it now that don't necessarily believe Mourinho when he says we're not signing any attackers, and I just think, yeah, maybe in his head right now, no. I would imagine he certainly has got no idea whether Dybala's leaving Juventus or Bale's leaving Real Madrid. But come May, if Dybala is leaving Juventus and Manchester United's a viable option, I'm sure he would go for him. And in some ways, I think Mourinho's attitude is one. I mean, obviously I'm a big Mourinho fan, but I do quite like what he's saying, because I suspect that what's behind this is that he probably isn't planning on getting an attacker unless somebody amazing comes up, which is exactly what he said at the start of January, and Sanchez came up. So I've said for a while now that Manchester United should only be signing players that Real Madrid would sign or Manchester City would sign. No more of these Malcolm from Bordeaux or Memphis from PSV. Might be good signings. They've got to be top class signings, because that's how you improve. And Sanchez was one, and maybe we will get Dybala in the summer. But I'm still very excited about the summer, because our midfield massively needs to improve. You take Pogba out of our team, I think we're very static, side to side passing. No issues with people like Carrick and Matic and Herrera and McTominay. Fellaini, obviously, I've got issues with, but I've got no issues with them. But they're not the sort of midfielder we need. We need somebody with a bit more offensive sort of football to them. And Milankovic, Savic would be, on paper, absolutely perfect, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. We've hit 190,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. So thanks everybody who has subscribed. Keep subscribing to the channel. We are on that final 10,000 now to 200,000, which is massive, isn't it? I can't believe how quick we've gone from 100,000. So absolutely massive. And remember, after this show tonight, if you're a Manchester United fan, you've got to see this video we've got premiering straight after this. Flex and Jordan out in Munich speaking to some fans there, the first of which will take your breath away. Alive when the tragedy happened, talking to the United stand on the very spot it actually happened. If you support Manchester United, you've got to see that video. You've got to. It took my breath away, and I've watched it 3 times already. Let's take another call. I think I might have clicked Andrew here. Andrew, how you doing?
Thanks, Andrew. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, thanks. You?
You know, overall, decent day. You know, obviously it's a tragic day with being the true anniversary of the Munich disaster, but you know, overall, it's been a beautiful day here in Arizona.
I don't want to make you even more sadder, but it's actually tomorrow. I know we've. It feels like we've been doing it for days, yeah, because obviously we've been talking about it a lot because it is the 60th anniversary. But yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like it's today because a lot of the things that we've done on the channel and yesterday And obviously we'll be doing some more stuff tomorrow. But I think that in itself is like, it isn't about one day. It is such a big anniversary that you can't cram every little bit. I mean, there's so much we've been retweeting today from the BBC about the laundry ladies who did the kit and their story. There's so many stories around this that one day would never do it justice anyway. We need to you know, really take stock and time out. And I'm glad there's not a game till Sunday, because it sort of gives us that time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just so everybody can hear it, I've already seen a little preview of the video Flex is doing for in Munich, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, pal. Was there anything particularly you want to talk about in relation to United here and now?
So I do want to say, I saw with the title of Dybala and Bale, they're not transfer targets, and with what Mourinho has said, that he doesn't want, like, there's not going to be any more attacking players. Personally, Mark, I think that we do need to get 2 midfielders in. And I would like to get Milinkovic-Savic and Fabinho. I actually still wish we would have gotten Fabinho instead of Matic. I mean, I obviously back Matic right now, but, you know, I think Fabinho would have fit better into the team. But Milinkovic-Savic would be absolutely fantastic. But personally, I disagree with you. I actually would love to see Angel Gomez and Tahith Chong be given chances next year and really get chances to get into the team, because I look forward to, like, the way that things have been at Manchester United. The reason why I fell in love with the club in the first place is their policy on youth, and I would love to get to see those kids get the chances next year instead of bringing in people, and especially since we're already going to be bringing back Andres Pereira, who he could slot into the team and play. You got Timbo, who's going to be coming back, and that's a perfect replacement right back for Valencia. And then we'll also have Tuanzebe coming back next year. And I think I would love to see Tuanzebe get a true run at center back for us. I think that him combined with Bailey and then Rojo and Lindelof combo for center backs for backing each other up could be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you know, I actually agree. I don't know whether I'd misworded it at the start. I mean, I'd be more than happy to see Tahith Chong and Angel Gomez in the team next season. I'm just not convinced that they're quite ready for that. Nothing would make me happier. And if we end up doing that, fantastic. I also do think that if a Dybala becomes available, we'll go in for him. I just think at the moment in time, on the 5th of February, I think it would be odd if Mourinho said he was going to sign an attacker. He can't sign anybody at the moment, and we've got 3 months of a season. I mean, surely he's just boosting the confidence of the players that he's got, and May is 4 months away. 5 months, 3 months away.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, to put it that way, I mean, you did mention that, you know, you would love to see them come through. But, I mean, I personally, I would prefer to not go after those two and be able to then put that money into other places, because we do have people that are going to be going away. Like, we do have, I mean, we all want, I mean, I think for the most part, most people want Fellaini to be gone. But we also have Michael Carrick, who's going to be retiring. Valencia, I think that he isn't too far off from retiring. He is getting up there in age. He's still playing at a high level. But there's eventually a point where we're going to have to bring somebody in possibly to replace him. You know, you got Ashley Young, who's also getting up there. You got a lot of people that are getting up there, and I'd love to see those people, you know, have those spots be taken up by people that aren't going to be as big money as Dybala and Bale, because I think that we need to try and make it better for the overall team and not spend on people that aren't necessary. Like, they're great players, but I don't think they're absolutely necessary, because I think we have people that can already be as good, if not better than them, once they are given a chance. Yeah.
Good points, Andrew, and thanks for calling.
Thanks, Mark. I love being on.
Cheers, pal. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Yeah, good. Some really good points tonight. I mean, it's amazing how one topic can take you off in so many tangents. But I did say at the start of the show that this topic has so many angles to it. And also, I think we might have skirted the issue a bit on this, but I've said it before. Fosu Mensah's like a new signing. Tuanzebe hasn't. He came on for the last half an hour for Villa. I live in the Midlands, so I've got a lot of Villa fans, and I said to them at work today, "Oh, hold up! This is the second game in a week where Tuanzebe's not started a game. We'll be calling him back soon." But they've said that they've won their last 5 games in a row, so it's difficult to start him. but they reckon he'll be in the team by a couple of games. And they play about 100 games a season in the Championship, so he will get more game time. So Twansibi, Fosu Mensah, hopefully Pereira, they're like sort of 3 signings as well. So just on the point of Chelsea that we're building up towards the end of the season, at the end of the month as well, Bakayoko sent off against Watford, 0-0. If they lose that, they might not even have Conte to play that, that grudge match that it will be. Andrew K in the comments says, very unlikely Jose gives Chong or Gomez substantial minutes next season. Not even sure how much those due back on loan will get, who are ahead of the younger lot. I think he's moving to a bottleneck, Andrew, and everybody else around the youth. I think McTominay didn't need to be the only player this year. This thing that Mourinho said a couple of months ago, that I have one youth player that I'll bring through each year. It doesn't need to be one. Why can't it be 3? Why can't it be none if they're not good enough? So I think Twansibi should have been involved more this year. If he goes with 1 next year, then that means, is it going to be Chong or Gomez, or will it be somebody else like Gribbin maybe? He's coming towards a bottleneck because a lot of these players are coming through around the same time, and I think he's going to have to, jump on board with quite a few of them, if I'm honest. Hang in there, everybody. The premiere of the Munich video is coming up very, very soon after this video, so hang in there. And thanks everybody who's dropped a like on the video. Remember, keep spreading the word. And let's take another call. He's been trying to call in for a while. His name is Jorge, or George. Can you hear me?
It's George, Mark.
Hi George, you alright?
But don't worry. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. What did you want to talk about?
Good. Well, I just want to start off by asking you a question. I mean, we were earlier on, we were speaking about Jose saying he won't bring an attacking option. Personally, I think it's mind games. But let's just say he does bring someone in, right? Who do you think will be sacrificed? Because I've truly believed this. Someone will be sacrificed, whether it'll be Rashford, Martial, maybe even Lukaku. Do you think there'll be someone who might be taken out of the team if we do bring Dybala or Griezmann?
I mean, there's a lot of talk about Rashford going on loan. I think that's nonsense, and I think Mourinho likes Rashford. Then there's a lot of talk of, does Mourinho like Martial and would he move him on? Interesting stat that Martial is the 3rd most popular player in the world behind Messi and Ronaldo, based primarily on the fact that he's the 3rd most popular player in China, and obviously China is pretty much the population of the world. But is he the 3rd most popular player in Manchester United's squad under Mourinho is arguable. It'd be stupid to get rid of Martial. I think he likes Rashford. He seems to like Lingard. Mata has extended for another year. Lukaku he loves. Sanchez is his new signing. So you start to build, you're getting quite a number of players there, and you think, actually, if he signs somebody, where does he fit them in? So maybe that's another reason why he's sort of saying no. I mean, do you think there's somebody potentially in danger of being shipped out?
Unfortunately, I feel like Martial might be sacrificed if we do bring someone in. And my God, I adore Martial as a player. He is incredible to watch. What he does is illegal. He breaks defenders' legs, literally. I remember the nutmeg he did against Stoke, and it was incredible. Rashford going on loan. I don't know if that's really the best thing for him. I think he should stay and just continue building under Mourinho. But getting rid of Martial will be ridiculous. I mean, it depends how patient Mourinho will be on Martial, but he was patient with Luke Shaw, and we all know how much crap he gave to Luke Shaw, and where he is now, he's starting more games. So hopefully, Martial will be able to build on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just think it would be absolute madness to let Martial go. I mean, and I don't think Manchester United Football Club would want to let him go when they hear that he's the 3rd most popular player in the world, and Messi and Ronaldo will be retiring soon. So, as a commercial asset, look, forget all that. Martial, I've seen a lot of people over the last couple of days saying that I and many people on the United stand are obsessed with Martial, and maybe I am, because he's my favourite player at Manchester United. I'm not opposed to his. I'm not blind to his weaknesses, but I do see him as potentially being one of the best players in the world in the next 5 years. And to let him go because Mourinho's not sure about him would be a mistake in my mind.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can count how many times you said that Martial's your favourite player. And you know what? He is my favourite player as well, actually. I think he definitely brings an attacking threat going forward. He's like Sanchez in a way. He gets a lot of players on him. So he definitely carries a threat to the opposition. So that's, in my opinion, I think keeping Martial's a big must. Every single time, I have friends who support different teams. They tell me how world-class Martial is. He is going to be a superstar, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him. So let's hope that he still remains at Manchester United.
Just very quickly, Gareth Bale. He is mentioned in the title. We've not spoken about him at all. Is he a player that you think that Manchester United should go for?
No. I don't want to. Because I've already made this mistake in the past. I don't want to really get myself involved in mentioning his Gareth Bale, Ronaldo. It's partly because I just don't see it happening. And why would we want to bring Gareth Bale in? I mean, is he 29, 30? Is he?
Yeah. I think it must be touching. I think he is 29. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already reaching his peak. We already got, Sanchez, Premier League proven. He's one of the players have to be sacrificed. Bear in mind we've got players coming back on loan. And Bale gets injured often. Can we really risk it? That's my point. I just think Bale will just get injured, and it might ruin our progress on our surge to the league title. So I don't think bringing Bale would be the best idea. But do you see Bale as a good option?
He's always, even for the last 18 months, we always get linked to him, and I think he's a player that divides opinion. If it's Bale or nobody, would I take Bale? I suppose curiosity and the fact that on his day he's still one of the best players in the world, I probably would. Yeah. But I think you'd go back to the point you made at the start. Where does he fit in and who drops out if you bring Bale in? You've already got Sanchez, Martial, Rashford, Lingard, Mata, Lukaku. Where does he come in? And I suppose that's the same with Dybala. I mean, somebody's, you would imagine, has got to go. And maybe that's what Mourinho's saying. And maybe Mourinho knows that. And at the moment, if he was to say, I'm going to get an attacker in the summer, maybe the players would know that. And he doesn't want them to know that at the moment.
Yeah, and doing business with Madrid, when deep down, I just know for a fact that if we just try and just do business with them, they'll just probably take the hair off us, and I just don't want that. He is the best keeper in the world, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want any comparison to Edison ever. That to me is just disturbing to me. It's horrible. But keeping De Gea is a must, and I just think that alone, just doing business with Madrid, I don't think it's right, because we all know that Madrid just want to take De Gea off us. So that's something we have to look out for.
Stop, definitely. Thanks, George. Really good call, and thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I just want to say as well, hard out to you, Mark. You're doing a great job. And let's hope you reach that landmark of 200k subs. I'll always be watching and calling forever.
That's really appreciated, mate. And it's not me, it's not the United Stand, it's everyone who will achieve that together. And that's why we do shows like this. So keep calling, and thanks for your support.
Of course.
Cheers, pal.
Take care, Mark. Have a good one.
Ta-da, you too. Just on that, I just must. I'm always honest with everybody about it. Odd to odd, and I do tend to ignore a lot of it because living your life dictated to by the nonsense that's put out on Twitter and social media is disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. But it just seems to be getting worse and worse. I was looking on it today. I shouldn't look, but if you are on Twitter at United Stand MUFC, or you do follow me on at Mark Goldbridge, some support from the United Stand community would be nice at times. I'm not asking you, I'm not begging you for it, but it's atrocious, some of the stuff on there, and it's not just us, everybody. It's vile. It's just not policed at all, and a lot of it's from Manchester United fans. I do not get it. I do not understand why Manchester United fans attack Manchester United fans, and it's been like it for 3 years. And if you are one of those people who do it, please don't. And if you are going to do it, just be constructive. Why all the nonce stuff? Why all the you're a bloody you know, paedophile and all this sort of stuff. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And I know what you're all saying. Ignore it, they're trolls. But you know, it's you can only take so much of it. And I would hate to have to come off Twitter because I think it is important. It's a great footballing community, but and not just United stand. I've seen it happen with some people as well. So do support each other. We've got a great community and we're strong together. So just all I'm saying there is don't get involved in all that stuff and do support each other. Chelsea, says Jared Pesserman. Mike Dean's getting Conte the sack. They're losing 1-0 and they've got a red card and 1-0 from a penalty. I don't want him to get the sack before the Man United game, but that would just be bloody typical, wouldn't it? The same thing happened with Hughes. We thought we were going to get Mark Hughes the sack and he got sacked 2 weeks before. So maybe Conte won't quite make it. Maybe he won't. Lots of great calls tonight. Skype Goldbridge on a Monday night. Every Monday night at 8 o'clock is the Skype show. And obviously we're doing the Skype show after every Manchester United game now, which is brilliant, where you can call in instantly and have your say. You are the stars of the show. That's why you're on the live comments. So make sure you drop a like and support everybody who's called in today. We're fast approaching. This video I'm about to show you. The link is in the video description. It's not up yet, so don't be impatient. We've got 1,600 people watching. I want every single one of you, if you're a Manchester United fan, to click the link in the video description when I put it public, because it's private at the moment, it won't work, and watch it. It's going to take your breath away. It's going to take you to Munich. It's going to take you to the spot where our club was defined and we lost the greatest team we've ever had. It is absolutely stunning. I'm not in it. Flex presents it, but the people in it are the people who matter the most. And the place, you're going to get taken there. Take a deep breath. Maybe have a tissue to hand. It will touch you. But when you've watched it, please, please, please share the video. Share it everywhere you can. Retweet it wherever. We're going to put the clip up on YouTube, the link on YouTube. Wherever you can share that video, please do, because every Manchester United fan needs to see that. Every Manchester United fan needs to see it because it is absolutely amazing. And I couldn't be there, and I really wanted to go. And it really, you know, I'm gutted. I'm going to go next year. I couldn't go for a very good reason, but I felt like I was there when I watched that video. And it's been so emotional doing all the Busby Babe stuff we've done, and we've still got more to come. We've got a great interview with Nick Collins from Sky Sports, who was there, who Flex interviewed, which we're going to put up tomorrow morning as well. But please, all of you, now, it's public. Link in the video description. Go and watch it. It is absolutely amazing. And thanks everyone for watching tonight. Remember to drop the like, but remember now, please, please, please go and watch it, because Jordan and Flex have gone out to Munich with a lot of United fans and they put something together really special, and there'll be more stuff going up tomorrow. But it will touch your heart, it touched mine, and so it should. This is the club we love, and if you're a true Manchester United fan, which I know most of you are, there's a few non-United fans in there, click the link in the video description. It says United Stand in Munich video, and go and watch it, or you can go through the homepage. It is absolutely stunning, and I'm going to go and watch it again now. So thanks everyone for watching. Go and watch that video and get sharing it everywhere you can, because every Manchester United fan needs to see it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.